Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I think I've got a pretty interesting unboxing video to share with you guys. So, if I remember correctly, the person who sent this, the conversation we had, we've got something pretty cool in here. Thank you so much. You know who you are. We'll talk about that here in a sec. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me, and please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. This is a tricky one. I honestly don't know if this is actually available yet, but I wanted to handle this knife for myself and cover it. So I will link what I can in the description. Just don't crucify me if it's not there or if it's not available, because I don't know. It's hard to keep track of everything. Let me just make sure. I'm sure we got a note. Yeah, we do. Is it what I thought? Oh, I think it is. Let's get this note out. I love notes. It's not, it's almost like returning to classic Metal Complex, because I'm not used to getting notes from viewers sending this type of stuff in. MC, as discussed, here is my blank. I'm going to share it with you in a second. I am fairly certain this is a newer model from blank. I am absolutely loving it. It's a perfect blank. The edge is still the factory edge, but it has seen some use, still quite sharp. Feel free to carry and use for normal EDC stuff. Awesome, thank you. I love that. All right, good deal. So this is from my buddy Joe. And yeah, so what we have here is a Shirogorov, a production model that I have not experienced yet. Is it? Oh, yeah, it is. I've been tempted. I've been very tempted by this. Comes in at an interesting size, and I'll tell you, the most interesting feature to me, you guys already saw, is right there. Oh, very nice. So, I'm going to get out some other Shiros for those of you who are interested in this. If you're not familiar with Shirogorov, it's usually a wet canoe paddle to the face, when people are looking up the prices for the first times. And, it's just it's something you got to get around. It's been that way for a long time. But Shirogorov knives tend to be on a, it's just ridiculously smooth. Even still to this day, with a lot of Chinese production companies able to replicate or duplicate the quality of a lot of really expensive knives, Shirogorov still stands out. I don't know exactly what it is that they do differently. They still stand out in their machining process, right? Their manufacturing processes. Even a lot of the copies and clones that are out there that are very close, they still don't quite capture the quality that Shirogorov brings. Now, the problem is that you have to pay a lot more money for that. But the other benefit is, if you're a collector, you know, the real ones actually hold their value, right? Actual Shirogorov knives actually hold their value, whereas the other stuff does not. Yeah, Shirogorov really does bring it. I love that we don't have an exposed frame lock. I'm going to get out some other, I should have had this ready, but the reason I didn't is because I wasn't sure that that was actually what was in there. So I'm going to get out a couple of different examples here to show you guys, why I like what I like. Is that another frame lock right there? Yeah, okay. So I'll get out some other popular models from Shirogorov. We have the Quantum. We have, actually, that's the Quantum Ursus. We have the F95, right? And let's see if actually we should set all of these up so we can do a size comparison. And then we have the F3. Now, I love Shirogorov knives. You can see here there's a theme. And the theme is handle and blade length. Shirogorov loves the 8.75 inch, 3.85 inch blade ratio there. Like overall, I think that's almost exactly right. 8.75 with a 3.85 inch blade. Yeah. They like that. They every now and then they stray away from it. Like the Neon was a good example. That was kind of smaller than this guy. So this guy seems to be a full-size profile, but just shorter. So not quite as small. But the thing that three of these do not have in common with this guy right out of the gate is that they are exposed frame locks, which I think is fine. This cutout right here. That's fine. But, if you're going to carry and use something like the F95, which I did for a little bit, and I just, have grown away from I still appreciate these knives. I've grown away from EDCing exposed frame locks because I don't like that when I use them, I squeeze the lock bar into the tank of the blade. I don't do anything that requires me to hold that lock in place. And I feel like I'm wearing that chip surface down, which is just a really nitpicky, stupid thing that most people don't worry about, but somebody like me does because I just spend so much time around knives. I love the F3. The F3NS, I think this is one of the best knife designs on earth, not just with Shirogorov, but one of the best designs ever. And I love it because it's a robust titanium liner lock with scales on top. I love this. This guy is kind of the same deal, except we've got a nested liner in there instead of like lipped, right? Interesting milled clip here too. But yeah, the only thing that's a little bit weird right out of the gate there is it has a detent ball ramp, so this transition right here, I'll just zoom in. So where the detent ball is, where it starts to go up on the ramp, is right there. And you can just barely see the difference in friction because there's a ramp there. But where this is falling down to my thumb, the ball hasn't quite gone up on the ramp yet. So this is not, you can't really call it double clutch because even though the detent ball isn't quite up on the face of the blade yet, it's on the ramp, which means it doesn't take that much effort to get the thing. You can do it if you let the flipper tab fall past your thumb, but I don't like to do that because I don't want it to cut my finger. This is another nitpicky thing that's only relevant if you like to disengage your knives like this. But it's kind of in between and makes for an awkward disengagement process. But it is nice and smooth. I just wish that flipper tab or the detent ball was positioned differently, so by the time that flipper tab came down to my thumb, the detent ball was well up on the flat of the blade where it wears its race in, right? But it is very easy to manipulate. It's also reasonably comfortable. This is kind of right in the middle. It's a little bit pokey right there, right? I wish this was moved back a bit. How does it compare with the clips on the F95? I think I like this a little bit more. It's almost exactly the same size, but it doesn't have a bill, right? And same thing with this guy. This is a little bit easier on me ergonomically because it's just like flat and rounded off at the end, right? But yeah, this is cool though. And I wonder, is that insert steel or titanium? It doesn't really matter. A lot of people are like, oh, if you're paying that much, it better be titanium. I don't really care because the whole idea is that you have a steel on steel contact. Yeah, it's a steel lock bar. And we'll go one step further and show that there's no insert. We probably need a flashlight for that. Would that be helpful? Let's use this guy. Am I wrong? No, that's the detent ball. There is no insert. I don't know what this is, just some gunk in there, but there's no insert. It's just a steel piece that's attached to the frame. You can see the screw right there. Comes in from underneath. But that's what we've got there. So, pretty cool. Don't know how much this is, but I bet you it's expensive. It wouldn't surprise me if it's over $1,000. Gasp! Calm yourself. Calm. It's expensive knives have existed for a very, very long time. The nice thing is you have way too many options that are way less expensive to be ultra bothered by this. So don't waste your time. But if you are a big Shirogorov fan, this is pretty cool. I'm going to review this. I'm obviously going to carry it and use it. I'm going to review it after I've done that, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts and, the money you're spending on this versus one of these other options for sure. The other interesting thing here is you have almost the same amount of blade and cutting edge as everything else. It's just not nearly as long. I don't even think this is 8 inches. I bet this is 7.8. No, I'm wrong. I'm just being stupid. I am not correct about that. It's 8. It's about 8 1/8. And the blade length is 3.65 inches. Cutting edge is also about 3.65 inches. Pretty cool. Full size still, by my definition. Over 8 inches. It's just not quite as big as some of these others. All right, guys, that's going to be it today. Thank you so much to Joe for letting me take a look at this sweet knife. Can't wait to carry and experience this. I will try to link this down in the description. It won't surprise me if it's not available, though. So please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.